Let's talk about another little gaming scandal that's out there, folks. Last time we talked about Tales of Cow. I forget what the third word in that one was, but it was a Sweet Baby Inc., just disaster in the making. But here we have another one, okay? Trying to hop on the Stellar Blade situation, okay? We're talking about Farm Folks, okay? A little mobile game indie survival title. Farm Folks offers an apology after making a joke about in-game jiggle physics. They were making a joke, try to promote their game, but guess who ended up catching wind of that joke and spun it completely and totally out of control? The game's journalists. And who ended up spinning a narrative that was never there to begin with and has now been caught red-handed with their hand in the cookie jar? Oh, right, those same game's journalists. So let's just go ahead and apprise ourselves of this situation first, shall we? And in the latest instance of the video game developer unfortunately bowing to the demands of the no fun allowed internet outrage mob, the team behind the upcoming indie survival title Farm Folks have offered a formal apology to the public after a joke they made. The game's jiggle physics sparked outrage amongst the terminally offended. Yeah, exactly. Okay, going after, with Stellar Blade, okay, you have that Eve character, and she shakes in all the right places, am I right, guys? Here you have a game that probably nobody really heard about. It's actually pretty decently designed character models, trying to make a joke off of that, and it was funny. It was very funny, okay? The game of the survival crafting variety, Farm Folks, as per its official website, is set to offer players a chance to not only engage in a unique blend of advancing farming, detailing crafting, and engaging storytelling, but also masters automated agriculture, immerse yourself in intricate construction, and form bonds with diverse NPCs. Well, I can see a couple of red flags there, but overall, it's just going to be a mobile, click and wait simulator. Okay, cool. I'm probably not in that target demographic, but whatever. If you want to make a game, go ahead and make it. And while being presented with extensive customization options for everything from structures to furniture. All right, cool. Ostensibly seeking to build hype for the game and have some fun in the process, on April 27th, the game's developers team took to Farm Folks' official Twitter account to question for its potential player base, presenting players with a side-by-side image comparing various sizes of breasts upon the game's female model. The devs assert to the public, all right, folks, it's time for some serious game development talk. We're tinkering with the character physics in Farm Folks. Burning question: which version has the perfect breast jiggle physics? Hilarious, man. And you had 50, 90, 30%. What jiggle physics would end up working for you? Adding on to the joke in a follow-up tweet, the Farm Folks developers further inquired, does anyone want to see what 150% looks like? That's funny. That's very funny. That is something that would fit perfectly and totally in with anybody's vernacular. Anybody who just wants to have fun. I'm not interested in this game at all, and especially when this tweet went out. I didn't see it at the time, but oh boy, did the game's journalist end up seeing it at the time, because they ended up having to issue an apology because they ended up offending who exactly? We'd like to address a recent post that came from our community asking for feedback. Our intent is always to connect and grow with our players, but it's clear that we really missed the mark on our recent community feedback post. For that, we sincerely apologize. We value the feedback of our community and work hard to include everyone in the discussion. Except for the people that found jokes funny, we want to go ahead and exclude those because they're bigots and we want to try to get mainstream approval, I guess, from how weather and time affect the world of the character's interactive presence within it. Your input was instrumental as we continue to develop Farm Folks. We keep sharing updates and progress on X and Discord. Your enjoyment and how you choose to experience our world is the utmost priority. But after making that joke, getting some pretty good chuckles out there, and maybe raising your public perception by issuing this groveling apology to the people who are never going to accept it to begin with, you just ended up taking any success that you could possibly have. But who are they ending up trying to capitulate to? Who are they trying to appease when it comes to issuing those apologies? Boy. Somebody who is trying so hard to make themselves the official face of Gamergate 2. Somebody who understands that once this dust up in the gaming industry eventually goes away, she's going to have to go back to full-time selfie posting on OnlyFans. Kotaku's Alyssa Mercante gloats after being accused of intentionally misrepresenting Farm Folks CEO's comments about gamers. Oh, Oh, so she's a perpetual liar. She's a professional outrage merchant, because you take a look at what happened recently with Helldivers 2 and the gamers absolutely thrashing the establishment. Outside of the Sony fanboys, everybody was just championing this as the win that it absolutely was, except for Alyssa Mercante. Really, I don't love the recent collection of events in this industry that are emboldening the worst behaving actors. Look in a mirror. If companies were actually considering talking about the hate movement bubbling right now, I'd be a lot harder on them to co-opt everything. Don't love to see Arrowhead CEO replying to the same woman who thinks the United Nations is making your games woke. Well, that is the United Nations that invited Zoe Quinn, Nita Sarkeesian, and who else was there? God damn it! All of the original heads from Gamergate 1 to talk about misogyny in gaming, and making Pepe Sylvia boards about it. If more people were full-throated talking about these chuds, maybe that would not happen. Something hate movement bubbling right now, chuds. Okay, cool. If you loudly defend your community managers, Asylum Barbie would know where you stand and would probably not be politely pillaging you. This is the type of person that we're dealing with. Somebody who is upset that Sony realized their massive mistake, corrected course, and saved a game from terminal obscurity. Yeah, this is who we're dealing with here. Oh, and she's also a liar. Kotaku Senior Editor Alyssa Mercante gloated after being accused by Crytivo CEO Alex Kushelkov, Russian name, of intentionally misrepresenting his comments about gamers. Well, what did he have to say in the follow-up to his apology? The whole controversy started when Kushelkov's Farm Folks game asked his community about female breast jiggle physics. The game posted, "All right, folks, time for some serious game development talk. We already went through all of that stuff. What would 150 look like?" Everybody had a good laugh, as you could see. Getting pretty decent engagement. After receiving some backlash from DI consultancy Black Girl Gamers, go figure, Farm Folks deleted their original post and issued an apology. We went through most of that stuff, just their groveling, that was there. The follow-up to that being Kushelkov did an interview with Kotaku's Alyssa Mercante. Oh boy, which she alleged was an hour long. In the interview, Kushelkov appeared to decry gamers, saying, "You have to be a very poor person to kind of sexualize this, like the internet is full of sex right now." All right, interesting. There's some crazy things that you can find if you're having problems with their characters, like look for help. Maybe go and date a woman or something like that, because it's not our goal. We don't want to attract people that are attracted to these types of body parts. Yeah, something seems off, especially from your first message. And okay, unless of course you're going to completely and totally tuck tail and run away from your original post and then just wholeheartedly embrace the apology, something doesn't seem like it's lining up. He also indicated that he didn't want certain nasty people to play the game, heavily implying the person interviewing him should not be playing the game. But to answer your question, no, we don't want to attract nasty people. We don't want those who have some limits, like as much as we want to give it. It's so controversial. I want the player to choose how they want their character to look, like if you want, for example, the breasts to have a little bit more movement or not. But like again, it's not going to be like you scroll the physics slider up and then it's just like all over the place. It's like goofy. We definitely are not tailoring our game for little kids. We want to spice it up for people to have action, to have fun. All right, cool. Kind of a disjointed interview, but I shall continue. Not only did he decry gamers, but he apparently, but it appeared that he was specifically disparaging Grums, of course, former World of Warcraft team leader Mark Kern, for exposing, this very yellow games journalism that we're about to expose. Mercante quoted Kushelkov, "Yeah, F that. I don't care what he thinks. I'm apologizing for structuring it badly. If we were to rewind the times, we would skip that. We don't want to be a part of the culture war. We don't want Kern to give us any recommendations. We prefer to evaluate it from what we consider human character. We want to be sincere with our fans and to do good. We want we don't want to get into that kind of dirt. Blah, blah, blah. The biggest, the political divide in the United States and all that crap." Ex-user Hat McGlasses, ah yes, Mr. McGlasses to you, would share excerpts from Mercante's article on the social media platform, writing Farm Folks Low Info CEO implies that gamers who won't cave to the censorship mob, the cancel pigs, and corrupt journos are incels. Well, that's kind of how it would read. If you're saying if you don't like our decisions, go touch and go see a real woman. Mercante played him and is now dragging him for the sucker that he was. Oh yeah, on her handle. Yep, Kushelkov responded to the post writing, "Hi. This is not what I implied. It's misrepresented here. I meant that if you're against natural breast movement, the statement applies to you. We don't want exaggerations, and at the same time, we would love to have natural, elegant motions to our characters' bodies." Okay, cool. Kushelkov would elaborate in another response to another user. He stated, "My comment was actually directed towards people who have issues with natural body motion in our game, not towards the people who appreciate it. I think it was intentionally misrepresented." When pressed by a user regarding the specificity of his comment, Kushelkov stated, "It might be because of the limited English vocabulary. I thought I expressed myself clearly. I feel like it's misrepresented intentionally." Yeah, because you could take a look at his name and realize that, one of these people is probably not a native English speaker. Mercante seemingly got wind of Kushelkov's comments and posted it on X. "I said this to him during our interview, but the Farm Folks CEO's attempts to not be political were very naive in this current climate. His replies were very telling." She added, "You got pulled into the culture war because you don't have a community manager who knew that titty physics wasn't the move, chief. Then you apologized, and those titty physic gooners got mad and that you apologized. And then I interviewed you. Then the breaks." You lied. You lied. You misrepresented what the guy had to say. He clarified it, something that you weren't willing to give to him because you're a liar, because you are an evil person. You are a vindictive person. You are somebody who is offered a platform multiple times over, but instead of taking them up on the opportunity to discuss your ideas, you block them, and then through a block, subtweet them, and then make snide remarks. What was that about? Hate movement bubbling up right now? Yeah, I find this a little bit interesting. And shout out to Stuttering Craig. Best of luck in getting back Screw Attack. Side Scrollers is really popping off, something that Alyssa Mercante can't say at all whatsoever. Stay away from these scumbag individuals. Let Kotaku rot. Let them spin and let them die off like their other contemporaries. Be sold off if anybody is dumb enough to buy them. So with all that said, thank you all very much for the gift of your time. I've been Don Consuelo. I want you to follow your gut and get after it. Take care, everyone.